Hey guys, welcome back to my channel and welcome to the Recipe Therapist. So for those of you who follow me on Facebook and Instagram, you might have seen some of my most recent posts of Barry and I taking our vacation up in Pennsylvania at a place called Tuscarora Inn. So when we arrived there, the weather was really beautiful. We hopped in the car and we decided to go for a drive, which we usually do because it's really, really beautiful and has very scenic, views. So we were driving along a river road. We hit a sign that said peaches, and I thought, turn in, I said to my husband, we got to get some peaches because I really wanted to do something like a peach cobbler to share with all of you. So we pulled in. We were like driving up a mountain. It was so beautiful. We got out. We wound up meeting the owners. They decided to give us a tour. So we hopped on the little tractor trailer and we went on this wonderful tour. We picked zucchinis, eggplant. We saw nectarine trees, peach trees, apple trees, and we even got to see their apple cider house where they make big batches of apple cider for the locals in the area. They're known for like a farm to table type of farm, and to me, I love that. I told them who I was. They were so excited, that we showed up from New York and that we were gonna do a small episode on their farm. So now we're gonna go back into the kitchen and we are going to make 3 delicious recipes for you from Baarda Farms, and I can't wait to show you these vegetables that we're gonna use. So I'm really happy to be back in my kitchen and show you guys all these beautiful vegetables that we picked up from Baarda Farms. I wanted to show you the zucchini. Look at these. I picked up 2 of these, okay? I mean, I have never seen a zucchini this big, but I decided to take 2 of them. And believe it or not, they only charge $1 for these. I mean, that's crazy to me. So we picked up 2 of them, and today I'm gonna make, out of one of these, we're gonna make a zucchini lasagna. We're gonna slice this lengthwise. We're gonna roast that zucchini in the oven to take out some of the moisture, and then we're gonna layer it in a nice casserole dish with some ricotta, some mozzarella, and I made a tomato sauce here, okay? It's a meat sauce, which I'm going to link the recipe. I have it from another video of mine in the description box that I made earlier today, and I used some of these delicious beefsteak tomatoes in there, okay? But like I said, I'm going to put the recipe in the description box for this. So that's one zucchini. Now the other one, I asked Denise, what do people do with these zucchinis? She said you have to go on their Facebook page, which I'm also gonna link in the description box below, and get the zucchini steak recipe. They cut the zucchini about 1-inch thick slices and they marinate it in some Italian dressing. So I picked up from Trader Joe's my favorite balsamic vinaigrette dressing. So we're gonna slice these into steaks. We're gonna marinate it for about an hour or 2. And then we're gonna grill it outside on the barbecue. We're gonna top it off with a roasted cherry tomato sauce with some shaved Parmesan cheese, which we got these up at the farm too as well. So we're gonna use these with the zucchini. Now, I did pick up a couple of eggplants here, but I'm not gonna be making the recipe for these today. I'm gonna do a separate video or episode. We're gonna make out of these a ricotta eggplant bake. But like I said, that's gonna be for another recipe, so look out for that one. And I just wanted to show you that we did pick up some jalapeno pepper jelly, which those of you who know my channel know that I love to use jalapeno pepper jelly in a lot of my salsas and different recipes, so I'm anxious to try theirs. And we also have some pickles here that my husband couldn't even wait. He already opened them and tried them. He can testify that they're so delicious. So I just wanted to show you these as well. And for our dessert today, we did pick up some beautiful peaches. And what we're gonna do is we're gonna make a quick and easy peaches and cream dessert. And I really hope you guys like these recipes. So let's get started. So we're gonna get started with our zucchini steaks because they're gonna need some time to marinate in the refrigerator. So from what we understand from Denise and Nate, that you can, when you make these zucchini steaks, you can leave the skins on or you can peel them. So when I discussed it with Barry, he was like, oh no, skin on all the way. So we're gonna leave our skins on today. So what I did was I washed the zucchini and I patted it dry. So what we have to do is we're going to take a nice knife. I got a nice, hearty knife here, and I'm gonna cut each end of the zucchini off, okay? And I'm just gonna use some muscle strength there. And what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna cut it in half again because it's just gonna be easier for me to make those steaks. And so from here, they said that you have to cut them like 1 inch thick. So I'm just gonna go down the zucchini like this, and I'm gonna cut these into steaks, okay? Just like this. And I'm gonna tell you, I'm gonna have to put my muscles on today. I mean, this is like a workout. Okay, so there you go. So I've got a couple of steaks. I'm gonna continue to cut this, and then I'm gonna come back and we're gonna put them in these bags and we're gonna put our dressing on. I cut the zucchini up and I had to use 3 bags because I forgot to mention before, this zucchini is about a 5-pound zucchini. So that would be equivalent to about 5 medium-size regular zucchinis. So I just wanted to let you guys know. And then I picked up, like I said before, the Trader Joe's balsamic vinaigrette. This is 8 ounces, so I'm just going to divide it amongst 3 bags. So I'm going to shake it up like this. I mean, you can put more if you want. I've never made these before, so I'm experimenting like you guys. And I'm just going to pour 1/3 in here. Maybe a little bit more. And then, I'm gonna go from there in each bag. And then I'm just gonna pop these in the refrigerator, like I said, and let them sit and marinate, and then we're gonna come back and we're gonna make our zucchini lasagna. So now that I've got them all filled up in their bags, they're ready to go right into that refrigerator. So I'm gonna pop them in the refrigerator, and I've laid them out flat like this. If you can see, they're sitting in the juice. So this is how I want them to go in the refrigerator and marinate. So I'm gonna stack them on top of each other, sort of like this, to get them into that refrigerator, and they're gonna sit flat, and they're gonna marinate for about an hour or 2, and then we're gonna come back and we're gonna start on our zucchini lasagna. I started cutting the zucchini for the zucchini lasagna. I had to cut this large zucchini in half, so I have pieces like this. They are 1 inch thick, which is fine for this recipe because I am using an oversized zucchini. So I have my 2 baking sheets here lined with my silicone mats. And now we're going to roast these zucchinis in the oven. The reason why we have to roast them first is because we need them to sweat all of the moisture out of them. Zucchinis have a lot of moisture in them before you cook them. So what I've done is I've laid out this tray. I'm going to sprinkle like 1/8 of a teaspoon of salt on each piece of zucchini. I left the skins on. Again, Barry and I prefer the skin, but you can peel it. And I'm going to salt these up, okay? And they're gonna bake in a 400-degree preheated oven for about 25 to 35 minutes till they're kind of like roasted in color. And like I said, a lot of that moisture is going to be sweating out of them, and then we're going to pat them dry, and they should be fine for us to put our zucchini lasagna together. So now that our zucchini is cooking in the oven, it's time to prep our ricotta mixture. So what I have here is 2 cups of my favorite full-fat ricotta cheese. We have 1/4 cup of grated Parmesan cheese and 1 pound of fresh mozzarella, which I cut into little cubes like this. I chopped 2 tablespoons of fresh parsley, and I am going to put a pinch of black pepper. Now, I just wanted to show you, if you can get this brand, it's the Galbani ricotta cheese. It's full fat, like I said, or whole milk. It's my absolute favorite ricotta. I am going to leave a link for this in the description box below for those of you who can't find it at your local grocer. But it is a very, very popular ricotta in the area here in the States. And I also wanted to show you that I am using a Pecorino Romano Parmesan blend. It's a nice fresh grated cheese. So what I want to do is I want to mix all of this together, and so that's, we can have it, you know, all prepped for when our zucchini is ready to get layered. So basically what I'm gonna do is just gonna add all my ingredients except for my mozzarella. I'm only gonna use 3/4 of the mozzarella in this. The other quarter of it, we're gonna save for the top of our zucchini lasagna when it comes out. I'm gonna take my parsley, okay, and this is so creamy good. And I'm going to just put a pinch of pepper. Now I'm not adding salt to this because there is a lot of salt in the cheese, but feel free to use a pinch of salt if you'd like. I prefer it without. So I'm just gonna mix this all together, okay, till it's all well combined, and then we're gonna come back and we're gonna check on our zucchinis. So it's been about 40 minutes and I'm ready to take my zucchinis out. These had to cook a little bit longer than a traditional regular size zucchini. So I just wanna show you what they look like. They are sliced thick, and you see how nice and wet they are. I don't know if you can see, there's lots of like kind of moisture at the bottom here. I'm gonna turn one over for you to show you. See how wet they are? So we're gonna take these out, and then I'm going to let them cool off, and I'm gonna pat them dry with a dish towel rather than like a paper towel, because it's just gonna absorb more of the moisture. And then we're gonna get ready to layer our lasagna. I wanna show you how we're gonna dry these zucchinis off. So come take a look. I have a nice dish towel here, ready to go. I'm just gonna take the zucchinis, because they're cool enough for me to touch, and I'm just gonna start lining this dish towel, okay? Now, I did take some of the seeds out of this squash, zucchini squash, because like I said, this isn't a traditional one, this is an oversized one, so there are some seeds. And I'm going to line this up like this, and I have another dish towel going here, and I'm just going to lay that down, press, you know, get all that moisture out. Now I'm gonna start on my second layer, okay? And I have another towel here that I'm gonna lay on top, and like I said, I'm gonna get all this moisture out, okay? And then we're gonna be good to go with layering our zucchini lasagna. This is what the zucchini looks like now that it's all dry. I put it on a plate with some paper towels because we're ready to assemble our zucchini lasagna. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna start off with my sauce. Now I said before, I made a meat sauce here. You don't have to use meat sauce. You can just use any, you know, regular tomato sauce. But I'm going to use this meat sauce that I made earlier today with some of the tomatoes that I picked up at the farm. So I'm gonna put one layer of sauce and I'm going to spread it. I'm using a 9x13 glass baking dish for this. I'm thinking I'm probably gonna make 3 layers. So let's take a look and see how this works out. You know what? It's probably gonna be more like 2 layers. And I'm just going to, you know, kind of try to like line the bottom here like this. All right. And that's looking good. And then I'm going to take my ricotta mixture, and I guess I'm gonna use half because I only have enough for probably 1 more layer here. So I'm going to spread it. Okay, and then we're gonna come back and I'm going to show you how we're going to finish the rest of this. So now I'm ready to put my sauce on my first layer. I don't want to use a lot of sauce in between. I like to put more sauce on it when I serve each piece because I just feel like it would make it too soupy, because you know the zucchinis do have some moisture still in them. So that's the second layer. I'm just going to repeat what I did, and then we're going to come back and I'm going to show you how to do it. So I finished the second layer of the ricotta, and you can see how I tried to get it like from corner to corner nice and evenly. So I'm going to put another layer of sauce on the top. Okay, like I said before, you know, I don't like to put too much, and this is gonna taste so good. By the way, this is like perfect for gluten-free diet or even keto, but you would have to just choose a tomato sauce without sugar in it, okay? And you can use this for, you know, the keto recipes, because I mean, there's like no breadcrumbs in here. There's just no carbs. So I finished the sauce, and now our cheese that we saved from before, we're going to just throw it on top, all right? And I have my oven preheated to 400 degrees, and this is gonna cook for about, I'm gonna check it at a half hour. I'm not gonna cover it because I want that moisture from the zucchini to cook out. And so like I said, I'm not gonna cover it. I'm gonna let it cook for a half hour. I'm gonna check it and see if it's done. If not, I'm probably gonna have to cook it for 40 minutes. And then I'm gonna garnish it with some fresh basil, and we're gonna serve it up with some sauce. My zucchini steaks have been marinating for about 2 hours, and this is what they look like. I've saved one bag to show you. I'm just putting it on this platter because we have the barbecue going. They're getting nice and hot. And I'm going to just take them out just like this with my clean hands. You see how they still have that balsamic dressing on them? They look great, and they smell really good too. This is my favorite dressing from Trader Joe's. And I'm just going to take whatever's in there and just pour it on top, because it's not like we have raw meat or anything. You can still, you know, kind of use that. And then we're gonna take it out and we're gonna grill it, and they are gonna be so delicious. Okay, so now we're outside, and here's my husband Barry. Say hi, Barry. So Barry's gonna take these zucchinis and he's going to put them on the barbecue, and we're gonna do 4 minutes on each side. That's what the recipe calls for. And then we're gonna come back and I'm gonna show you what they look like. Okay, so it's been about 4 minutes, and Barry's flipping them, and just look at these steaks. Wow, they look really good. All right, so we're gonna...
These are beautiful steaks, guys. You're gonna love them.
Amen. All right, we'll be back. So our zucchini lasagna's in the oven, and now it's time to do our cherry tomatoes. We have to roast them. I'm gonna show you what I put in the mixture. We have 1 clove of minced garlic, a tablespoon of brown sugar, a tablespoon of balsamic vinegar, 2 tablespoons of extra virgin olive oil, a pinch of salt or a quarter teaspoon of salt, a pinch of pepper, and I chopped up some fresh oregano from my garden. So what we have to do is just take all of these ingredients right here. I'm going to do the olive oil and the balsamic, the garlic, the brown sugar, salt, okay, the oregano. I'm going to save some for the top, and I'm going to put a pinch of black pepper, okay, according to my taste, just a little bit. And I'm going to begin to mix this up. All right, see that? That looks really good. And I have 2 pints of tomatoes that I got from the farm, and the recipe just says to drizzle this right on top. And this is gonna cook slow and low in the oven, 325 degrees for about 1 hour, and they're gonna caramelize, and this is what we're gonna put on top of those zucchini steaks with some shredded Parmesan cheese. They're gonna be delicious. So our zucchini's been cooking for about 40 minutes. I had to cook in my oven, and look at it, it looks beautiful. So there is some moisture around the edges, but I'm not really worried about that because I'm going to pat it down with a paper towel. I'm gonna let it cool, and then I'm gonna put some fresh basil on top, and we're gonna get ready to serve it up. So our cherry tomatoes are halfway cooked, and I want you to take a look at them. You see, the sauce is starting to, like, you know, thicken up a bit. So I'm just gonna mix them. Like I said, they're halfway cooked. And then I'm going to, you know, coat them all up with the nice sauce. And I'm gonna let them cook for another half hour, and they're gonna be just perfectly done for our zucchini steaks. So I just took the tomatoes out of the oven, and this is what they look like. They're nice and caramelized and roasted. I mixed them up, I cut them up a little bit because now I want to show you how we're going to put our zucchini steak together. So I got this nice serving platter, and I'm going to take one right here. And what we're going to do is we're just going to top it off with a little bit of this tomato, okay? It smells so good. And then I have some shaved Parmesan Reggiano cheese that I grated up. I'm going to just put that on top like that. And then I have some fresh oregano and basil from my garden. And look at that. Is that beautiful? I think I'm gonna put just a little tomato, another one right on top. Now, you could drizzle a little bit more olive oil on this, or even better, a little balsamic glaze. So I'm gonna finish these up, and then I'm gonna meet you back here and we're gonna take a taste. So I wanted to show you what I did to the eggplant lasagna. What I did was I garnished it with some fresh basil from my garden, and I put just a little bit more of that meat sauce on top, and look at it, it looks beautiful. And this is the finishing touch that I put on these zucchini steaks. I drizzled a little extra olive oil on top and some balsamic glaze, and now we're gonna get ready to serve it up to some of my friends who are coming to take a taste. I want to show you how I cut the peaches for that delicious peaches and cream dessert that we're going to be making. So come and take a look. I love these peaches. We picked them up at the farm and they are nice and ripe. So I'm going to take my knife and I'm just going to cut along the whole sides, I should say, of the peach, okay? Completely around the whole peach. Then you just twist it ever so gently and it opens up so easily. I'm going to get my spoon right here, and I'm going to just go around the pit and take that pit out because we're going to stuff these peaches just like that. See how easy that come out? And then, like I said, we're going to stuff them. So I want to make a little extra room inside the peach like that, and I'm going to put it right into my baking dish, and I'm going to meet you back at the island and we're going to get ready to stuff them. Now we're ready to stuff these peaches. So come over here and let me show you what I'm going to put into them. I've taken about 2.5 tablespoons of salted butter. It's really important that the butter is salted for this recipe. And I've cut it into cubes like this, okay? And then I have about 2 tablespoons of light brown sugar with a 1/4 teaspoon of some ground cinnamon. So I'm going to take the cinnamon and mix it into this brown sugar like this. And I'm gonna mix it together, okay? Because what we're gonna do is we're going to stuff the peaches with the butter, and then we're going to sprinkle some of that cinnamon on top. So I'm going to take the butter, like I said, and put them right into these peaches. I have 8 pieces for 8 peaches. And we're going to take our cinnamon brown sugar and just drizzle it right over each peach. I mean, I might have a little bit more than I need, but what's wrong with a little extra sugar, right? So I'm gonna go right over these peaches, and I have my oven preheated to 375 degrees, and these are gonna go in that oven and cook for about 10 to 12 minutes depending on your oven, and then we're gonna take them out and we're going to put some ice cream and caramel sauce on top. So my peaches have been cooking for about 15 minutes actually, and I'm ready to take a look and take them out. So look at them. Do you see how nice and baked they are? They look great. So we're gonna take them out. I'm gonna meet you back at the island, and then we're gonna serve them up with some ice cream and some other supplies. I'm going to take this peach right here and put it right on this plate because it's staring me down. And I have a nice fresh gallon of ice cream, which I couldn't resist taking a taste of it. So I'm going to now take this ice cream, 1 scoop, and put it right on top of this peach, just like that. Wow. And then we have some caramel syrup. Drizzle some of this caramel. Look at that. Wow. This looks so incredible. Now, I'm going to, because I like nuts, I'm gonna put some toasted pecans on here. All right. Now, use whatever, nut that you like. And that is our roasted peaches and cream dessert, which is perfect from this farm. These peaches are gonna taste so delicious. But I'm not gonna eat this now because I'm gonna save this for my guests when they come over later. But this is a delicious recipe and I can't wait for you all to try it.
These zucchini steaks, they were marinated in a balsamic dressing.
Love the meat sauce.
Mm-hmm.
The meat sauce is delicious.
It's just so fresh.
Everything complements
Everything.
Yeah.
It is so good.
Well, you know, it's so wonderful to see you guys. And I want to thank you for joining me tonight for dinner. I just love all you guys. Cheers.
Thanks for having us.
So